Thank you very much, Minister, and very good evening to everyone. Being a person interested in human capital building since the time of my higher education, I don't consider expenditure on health as expenditure. From the very beginning, I believe it's an investment, and an investment that saves a lot of money at the end. And actually, if the purpose of development is human, and the tool for development itself is also human, you have to pay for human to become a tool and beneficial of development. So health is an investment. Any expenditure on health and education, an investment in human capital. That's how I look at it. That's why the Minister of Health and the Minister of Education are the best friends, the Minister of Finance in Sudan. When I came to this ministry and took a portfolio, I thought I have to push for health to reach the Abuja level. And actually we were very close to that in 2023. In our budget, we planned to pay 14.7% on health. Unfortunately, in April, the war erupted, and we couldn't do as we wished. But still, when we prioritized our expenditure as a result of the war, again, health came at the top of what we do. And so, still we are paying close to what we thought we should pay before the war. The problem is whether actually expenditure on health is getting you the results, getting you the satisfaction people get from your health services. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling that, and that's my complaint always to the Minister of Health. Actually, one of our problems is expenditure on health is not streamlined. We pay for health security through another ministry. We pay for medicine separately. Then we pay for medication and also for external medication. So actually we are paying in different lines. And that's one of the things now we are trying to streamline to make sure that we are putting all the money in the right place and we are getting results of that. And we are moving towards that. It's not an easy thing, especially when you lose most of your sources of income or revenue. Then whatever you pay, even if you pay 30% of your revenue, still you find out that you are far below what is needed to get the satisfaction of the people. So we are trying our best. We think this can be done, and all the ministers of finance should understand that expenditure on education is an investment, and that will help us, and an expenditure on health is an investment, and that will help us all prioritize expenditure on both education and health. That way, I think we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency.
It's a vicious circle. Unless you make it a positive one, uneducated people cannot take good care of their health. And with bad nutrition, you will not get also good health. And those with low levels of health will you have more school dropouts, you have lower school hours, and again, low understanding of classes. So health, education, and nutrition, they all go together. In Africa, you have a problem of now stunned children who go to school, but they get very little out of schooling. So actually, unless you connect all three of them, you are not going to get the results you are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency.
I think we go back to efficiency again, because actually what we are spending on health is relatively adequate. But as I said earlier, we are not getting the results because we are not spending it efficiently. And I think what you declared is the right goal that every country should do. So, for example, we have around 83% of the population carry health insurance cards. But practically, when they go to the hospitals or dispensaries, they don't want to get much of what they need, a service or medicine. So we want to make sure that this card means health service. It's not just a card. That's one thing. The other thing, look, we think we need to produce most of the medicine we need within the country. Actually, before the war, we used to produce 60% of our needs of medicine. Unfortunately, most of the medical industry has been disrupted, and now we are importing almost everything, and that is creating us a hell of a problem. We need to make sure that we produce the medicine we need. And here, I think African countries need to join hands in the production of drugs. Instead of every country investing in the same thing, we need to create a common market for it with our taxes, and we all get the right medicine at the right cost. And that will save us a lot of money. Economies of scale in producing medicine. That's one thing we all need to think of in the future. I believe we need to streamline again what we are doing, because at the end, when you spend different lines and you don't get the results that you want, you have to question why you are doing this. For example, the Minister of Defense got its own health insurance. Some in the Minister of Finance they have their own health insurance. Why they have the public health insurance for the country? And that goes to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the people in the public sector. So we want to make sure that everybody is getting one health insurance card, not the private insurance policies, while the government is paying. So we want to make sure that we pay in one place and all of us get the same service, not some have extra privilege in health service. These are some of the headaches now we are facing. But generally, I think spending is important. How much you spend out of your budget on health is important, but also what's the results you are getting out of that are very important. Thank you.
Excellency. In my country, Seychelles, the government fund the entire health budget. And His Excellency Mr. Mark mentioned that in
as long as I am around, I make sure that my country meets a border level of expenditure on health. And also, with the help of the Minister of Health, we think we can streamline, and we try to make expenditure on health more efficient than what we are getting out of it. Thank you. One of our problems is health services are concentrated in urban areas. So there is no justice in health services in the country, and we are trying now to make sure that we are having the same health services all over the country, which is very difficult. It will consume some time, but definitely we have to have investment in health infrastructure all over the districts and provinces to make sure that all the population are getting the same service. Thank you.
Thank you.